My first year on this earth, Magic Johnson led Michigan State Spartans to a national title. In fact, my office is right down the road from the big Spartan statue that's on Michigan State's campus, which is where my sister used to lead the Spartan football team onto the field for every home game. This is her. Now, I don't want to see a bunch of thumbs down and dislikes on this video from all you Wolverine fans, especially you, Jace, from Michigan Great Outdoors. Did you know I was Gerard Butler's body double for that movie? It's true. To top it all off, I got drunk with Sparty a couple weeks ago at a wedding. Let's just say I've always been a Spartan. So when I was leaving one of the properties I hunt, I noticed that I got a new email, and I was ecstatic when I saw that it was from Spartan Camera. I do this weird thing whenever I get excited. I rub my hands together. My entire family makes fun of me for it. But I was excited not only because the name of the company is Spartan, but because I had already been researching these cameras, and I was really interested in getting one myself. I know a couple of people that have no affiliation with Spartan Camera that live by these cameras. It's the only camera they'll buy. One guy has like 15 plus of them, another guy has 4 or 5 of them. I would say that Spartan Go Live is the next step in cellular trail cameras. It takes and transmits pictures and full HD videos, and as far as I know, it's the only cellular trail camera that does live streaming. And not only does it do live streaming, you can change the settings in your camera instantly. You don't have to wait around for the next transmission. This gives you 100% total control of the camera at all times. In the short time that I've been able to test the Spartan Go Live, I would say that it's probably one of the most reliable cellular trail cameras that I've ever been able to use. It seems like every cellular trail camera, no matter the brand, at one time has failed to send images, failed to communicate with the server. There's just something wrong with it where I had to go out and I had to reboot the camera to get it working again. But this didn't happen once with the Spartan Go Live. Even after I received an email from Spartan Cameras saying that they were going to be doing maintenance on the server and the camera, and I might need to go reboot the camera, I actually never needed to. It just worked anyways. When you thoroughly look over the camera, you can tell it was made to last. It's got really solid plastic. The batteries have the straps behind them, so they're easy to get the batteries out, so you're not fiddling around with the batteries when you're out in the field. There's a good seal all the way around the camera. It is very high quality when you look at the build of the camera. And if for some reason the camera isn't working, it does come with a 1-year warranty, and if you register the camera, you get an extra year added to that. Starting with the photo feature, the camera can take 4 megapixels or 8 megapixel photos. And in photo mode, you can do a burst from 1 to 3 photos with each detection. Moving on to Spartan Go Live's video feature, you can record from 5 to 30-second videos in 480, 720, or 1080p. You can also turn the sound on or off. I personally like to have the sound on. The videos are recorded in an MP4 format, which is nice because it plays on pretty much any device. Having an iPhone, I found it especially nice because I can easily airdrop the videos from the SD card directly to my phone. When the images are transferred from the Spartan Go Live to the app, you have the option of 800 by 480 images or 1376 by 768 images. Even though the images are transferred in a smaller resolution, you can always request a full HD picture or a full HD video. It's a nice feature to have on your phone if you're looking to get a little bit more information out of your camera. All the images and videos are stored on an SD card in the Spartan Go Live. The images are saved to whatever quality you have selected in your settings. The Spartan Go Live will support up to a 128 gigabyte card, allowing you to store over 100,000 photos or over 6,000 videos. In the trigger settings, you have 4 options of how you would like to use the camera to take images. Whether you want it to detect big whitetails or if you just would like to have it do a time lapse. For instance, in the settings here, from 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., I have it set up to do a time lapse, and it's going to take a picture every 30 seconds. And then from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. the next day, it is going to use the trigger, and I have it set so that anytime something comes in front of the camera, it'll take a picture, and then if it's still there 20 seconds later, it will take another picture. I did not set up anything for the 3rd or 4th, but this is all a self-preference option, so you can do as you wish. In the wireless settings, I can turn the live stream option on or off. And I believe that when you turn this off, that you cannot two-way communicate with the camera as well. So if you would like to instantly change the settings in the camera and you have the live stream off, then you don't have that option to just change it from video to photo or change the settings from a batch sending to a instant sending instantly. You will have to wait to the next transmission or the next time that the camera communicates with the server. The last feature I'm going to show you in the app is the scheduled events. Obviously, you want to have a status report sent to you every day so you know that the camera's working. So they already have that pre-programmed in so that it's going to send you a status report. Here we have it set up so it sends you one every day at midnight. There's other options you can do when you go into the event type. You can obviously not use it and then send another status report. I don't know if you'd want to have one sent every 12 hours or whatnot. Or you can actually take a photo. So you can make it so that the camera will take a photo every day at this set time. And then the last option is you can go into batch sending. Now, when you set up the camera, inside the camera, it has the wireless settings to send either instant or batch sending. If you have it set to instant, every time that the camera takes a picture, it's going to send it to the app. If you have it set up for batch sending, you need to go into this scheduled event, and then from there, you can set the time as to when you want the camera to send you pictures. For myself, I have it set to send me pictures every day at 7 a.m., noon, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Now, the way you set this up, that's all depends on you, how often you want to get pictures. You can go up to 10 different events, so you could actually get 10 sets of photos every single day. If you do not have any of these event types set to batch sending, the camera will just send you the images in instant mode. So besides photos and videos, the camera will also do a time lapse. And with this camera, you can set it up so that the camera takes a picture every 30 seconds, all the way up to 24 hours. You can do one photo every 24 hours. One thing I would like to see with the time lapse mode is maybe make it so that it doesn't actually transmit all the photos taken during that time lapse period, because it ends up using a lot of data on a lot of blank pictures. You know, the camera's gonna take a picture whether there's something in front of it or not. You're just gonna get a lot of images that are just a landscape. Therefore, you're gonna have a lot of wasted data that can be used for video downloads or live streaming. The coolest feature of the Spartan Go Live is obviously in its name, the live streaming feature. Live streaming is what truly separates these cameras from other cellular trail cameras. You can stream a live feed from the field, from the woods, or you could do a stream from a stream. Literally, wherever you have this camera set up, if you have good enough signal, you could do a live stream. The camera's live stream is actually a 1080 HD video and has a variable frame rate up to 30 frames per second. Not only can you stream, you can actually make on-demand changes to the settings in your camera. After you have your initial settings set up, the way a traditional cellular trail camera works is you request new settings on your phone or your computer. Here you can see me using my phone. What? Spit an image. I want to change my camera mode from photo to video. I change the settings in my phone, then I update the request. The request travels over the internet and gets stored on a server. Depending on what your settings are, whether it's daily, hourly, or instant, the camera will send a signal to the server at that time with whatever images were taken in that time frame. Then from there, the server will relay the update you requested back to the camera, changing the settings. Now, even if you have the transmissions sent to instant, the cameras won't update the settings until another image has been taken and transmitted to your phone. It could take hours to change the settings in your camera if nothing's been detected, because it won't have nothing to send to the server in order for the server to relay the new setting changes. With Spartan Go Live, the camera has two-way transmissions and your requests are instant. You make the request, the signal travels over the internet to the server instantly relays the message to the camera, and then from there the camera makes its changes. Now, I might not be 100% right on whether it goes to the server first, then goes to the camera, but I'm pretty sure that that's how it works. So with 12 AA Energizer alkalines, I was able to get 1,600 pictures and videos sent to my phone with the instant transmissions. When I changed the instant transmissions to batch groups, I was able to get it up to around 2,000. No matter what, I haven't found a cellular trail camera that I would buy without having an extra solar panel. I don't own this camera, so I didn't buy one for this camera, but if I did own this camera, I would absolutely be buying a solar panel. As far as trigger speed goes, I would say that more than 90% of the images that I get, the subject is in the first half of the frame, whether it's photos or videos. The camera has 3 trigger speeds, low, normal, and high. When I had the trigger sensitivity set to low, the camera was able to detect me up to around 15 yards. This was good, but not great. but at the same time, I rarely got any pictures of squirrels or birds. When I had the sensitivity set to normal, the camera was able to detect me up to around 25 yards, and I had a pretty even mix of birds, deer, turkeys, everything pretty much was all in there. And then when I had the settings on high, the camera was detecting me out to around 35 yards. So that's pretty good, but at the same time, I was getting a lot more small bird pictures and a lot more squirrel pictures. If you want to see a deer that's 35 yards away, that actually might be more important to you than having to not filter through all these little chipmunks and crap. The photo quality in a Spartan Go Live is amazing. When you read the specs, you assume the image is probably not that great because it's only 8 megapixel. But in reality, 8 megapixels is a 4K image. Therefore, when you're watching YouTube videos, Netflix and Amazon or whatever, 4K image on a 55-inch TV looks great. And there's plenty of detail. These photos are exactly the same. The daytime photos are nicely saturated with good contrast and a lot of detail. The night images are well lit, giving you plenty of detail, I would say up to around 25 yards. Now, to be honest, I only tested the video portion of this camera in HD. I didn't use 480 or 720, so I can't tell you how good the detail in those images are. But honestly, being able to use a 128 gigabyte card, I didn't care. To be honest, I really couldn't tell that much of a difference between the photos and the videos as far as quality goes. Mainly because when the picture was taken, that was pretty much the only image you're gonna get of the animal until it triggers another picture to be taken. But when you're watching a video, the odds are the animal's gonna turn its head and you're gonna be able to get a lot better image of what this deer looks like. But just like the photos, the videos are very well saturated, has a nice contrast, and as well is very detailed. The audio in the video actually sounds really good too. I like using audio. That's a self-preference choice, of course. As far as transmitted pictures go, you have a choice between 800 by 480 and 1376 by 768. Kind of a weird number at the end there, but that's how it is. In the beginning, I was using the larger thumbnails, but then I realized that the data being used is almost 3 times as much as the smaller thumbnails. And to be honest, most of the other cellular trail cameras that I use send images that are half the size of the Spartan Go Live's smallest image. So that right there shows you that they're putting more detail in the quality of the images being sent to your phone. And to be honest, I watched Michael Jordan's pretty much entire career in 480. In the 80s, I doubt it was even 480. It was way worse than that. But then if for some reason, if you want more detail, it's really quick to get an HD image downloaded or even an HD video. If you have the Spartan Go Live's live feature active, then you'll be able to download these higher resolution images and videos within a few minutes. With all this talk about high resolution pictures, high resolution video, and live streaming, it all comes down to data. So we need to talk about the plan. Spartan cameras offer a shared data plan, which means you can use multiple cameras on one plan. The plan has multiple levels. I'm gonna put it right here so you guys can take a good look at it. The 1 month plan starts at 500 megabytes for $15.99. And then if you want, you can add an additional camera for $5 a camera per month. With the 500 megabytes, you can have up to 2 cameras. So basically you're splitting the $15.99 between 2 different cameras. And then on a monthly plan, you can go up to 2 gigabytes of data for $35.99, and you can have up to 9 cameras. I don't know any other cellular trail camera company that you can run 9 cameras in the field, and they all have their own service for $80 a month. And then the more months you prepay for in advance, the cheaper it gets. With the biggest plan being 12 months of service, sharing 12 gigabytes of data for $199 plus $60 per camera, but that $60 is covering the entire year. So you're still at that $5 a month per line cost. Now the Spartan Go Live is $499. I've been getting lots of emails saying that there's 10% off. So if you guys go to SpartanCamera.com and sign up for their mailing list, you'll probably also get those emails and you can get this camera for around 450 bucks. Now I would say that's expensive, but I know how many times I've bought a sub $100 cellular trail camera and then I ended up having to buy it the next year and the year after that and so on. Also, I know a couple different guys that have these cameras, and one of the guys has been using these for like 6 or 7 years, and all the cameras that he has still work. He runs these cameras 365 days a year, so I know that they work very well. So the good side of this camera is it's reliable. It takes really good pictures, takes really good video, and then the app is really good too because it allows me to get all the images and it doesn't use any data from the video portion of it. So when I have it set up for photo and video, I only get the videos that I request. And so I'm not using a ton of data based on what my settings are in the camera. Overall, I would say this is the best cellular trail camera I've ever used. It has almost everything I want in a cellular trail camera. Now, as far as the bad with the Spartan Go Live, I wouldn't consider it bad. I would just consider it places I would like to see improvements. One is the battery life, but also with this camera, you can get a solar panel and probably never ever have to change the batteries. And then there's a couple things in the app that I would like to see changed or improved on. One, I would like to see some kind of organization within the app. So if I see a buck, I can actually put that buck maybe into a folder or something like that, or just be able to tag that buck. It's just a way to organize the pictures would be really nice. And then once again, this really isn't a bad thing. It's actually something I've never seen before, so I can't really put this app down for not having it. But I think it'd be a cool feature to be able to schedule a section of time where the images were being sent to me instantly. For instance, in the mornings when I'm walking out to my stand, it'd be nice to have the camera send pictures to me instantly. Therefore, if something pops up around my stand, I can lay low or wait a little bit or decide what I'm gonna do, but I'm not interrupting that deer's activity. So as I'm editing this video, I realized that I talk about how you can instantly change the settings in this camera, which is true. I guess my point with this idea is I just think it'd be nice to be able to schedule this ahead of time so that I'm not fiddling with my phone and I don't have to worry about anything like that when I'm trying to get out and get in my stand. The other thing is I know that you can instantly request a picture and you can request a video, as well as you can get on and do the live feature. The issue with that is I don't want to be walking out in the dark and I'm staring at my phone the entire time and have the light from the phone shining on my face. So this camera, you can do everything I'm talking about, but I think it'd be really nice if you could just schedule one of the events to make it so that the pictures are sending instantly during this time period. Now honestly, if you're going to kick a deer, you're probably going to kick up a deer, but having just a little extra feature that might save you from doing so is nice. But once again, that's not really a bad thing. It's something I've never even seen before. If that is a feature you think you'd be interested in, leave a comment down below. Maybe they can put it into their camera. I don't know. Final thoughts? I think you should buy this camera. I got a link below. Click it. I'm just playing. I mean, if you guys want the camera though, seriously click that link because it really helps me out. Obviously, by this review, I think that you already know that I really like this trail camera. Overall, I think this is the best cellular trail camera I've ever been able to use. I can highly recommend this camera. It definitely is on my list for cameras for the next season. Unfortunately, I blew all my money trying to do a bunch of reviews on other cameras. Please click the link below. I do think they're actually running low though. So you might want to hurry up, get this camera, get it out before the season starts, and see what's out there, man. And see if you can knock one of them down. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe. I gotta go.